looked incredible. And then on the other side, Big played against Pride, a team that they should have been able to just destroy, realistically. And it was a very close series. They, in fact, almost lost it. They're 16-14 on their map choice of Cash. Yes, they won the final map in completely dominant fashion on Cobblestone, but it's gonna be a difficult one for them. And I'm looking forward to it. I think this is gonna be a great game. Maybe even the highlight of this Hellcase Cup. But let's go into it. We're gonna have Get Right on the kit. We've got ourselves a decent amount of utility over on Big as well, and already aggression from Draken. He will be dinked up, so has to try and fall back before they can actually counter onto him. And they are just going to be pushing in, but there's Get Right to support. Second kill already for the Ninjas. Smoke is going to have to be thrown in. The bomb has actually been dropped out in the open. That's a horrible place for the bomb to be. Forrest is going to try and spam through, but won't find anything. And Draken has to be a little bit careful here, as he is going to go down. However, a 4 versus 2... As I said, a very difficult situation. That bomb has dropped in pretty much the worst place it could be right now. An easy crossfire for the remaining CT players to have onto it. It's going to take something pretty incredible to get back into this round for the guys from Big. Be a little bit more patient, but will be res. Already turned things back into just one man left. If Forrest can get the final kill, then we have a beautiful little team ace. But what can Keeve do? That's the real question. Nothing. Don't shoot shots through the smoke when Get Right's on the other side, because he will trace them back and take your head off instead. 1-0. NIP taking themselves the lead. Now we get to see the buy back in. PT side actually not going to invest too much into this one. Save a decent amount of cash. Make sure they have all of that extra utility when they do go into the buy round. Peek out from Tabson though. That's a wonderful shot, already taking down Exist. A little bit of aggression coming out from Draken as well. They do have to be careful in this round. There's still upgraded pistols on pretty much every single player, but no armor. However, even still, it's going to be another trade back, keeping the man advantage going. Rotation will be in from res in the end, just to make sure they can defend off onto that B site, but the T's not dedicated in that direction whatsoever. Quite like that. I want a 1 Tabson. It's got a ring to it. It's definitely got a ring to it. We'll see if he can do any more in this round. They're all going to be making their way through A main. Split. Likely to be coming in through Pop as well. Now, Godby has a UMP, but you have to remember they still don't have any armor. And the remaining players over on NIP all have rifles. You can see how passive they're currently sitting, just making sure they use the range to their advantage. That's the big thing that they have at the moment. Not a huge amount of utility, but the weaponry they have is far and above better. Already, Forrest picking off a first. Looking for a trade will be next. Who manages to get very close and actually turns it into a 2 versus 2. A bomb plant here would be quite valuable, and maybe even a force back in if he gets it. However, eventually he will fall, and Forrest is there with a quad kill to shut down this round. 2-0 NIP. It comes a little bit too close. But now the T side are just going to have to save a little bit of money. Make sure they can get a buyback into the next round. They could go ridiculously sort of like over the top, and actually they're going to give it a go. Okay, dropping enough players in the previous round that they feel that this is the time to try and crush the economy of NIP. They did it without armor, so now they're going to try and do it with. This is risky from Big. And now, well, there's a lot more utility. Let's see what they can do. Looking like they're going to set up a smoke off the site. Now, if they can get a bomb plant and fall back, there's a little bit of a chance. Obviously already doing work with the CZ. If they'd had a bomb plant, I would be a little bit more inclined to be behind this buy, but there we go. Smoke's going to be falling in. Complete section off of the site. Get Right going to be up above, so he avoids a lot of the smokes, and this position is so powerful. He already starts things off onto Tabson. He'll have no further part in this round, and Rez is going to look to do the same. 3 players remain. All the utility has been expended, looking to try and get as close as possible, and Exist continues through the smoke to do even more damage. Flawless round from the CT side as they boost their economy massively. And now, while the T side, they do have to take that eco. It doesn't work. And it's going to be 3-0 in favor of the Swedes. Once again, bit of money invested into pistols. They'll have 2,900 going into the next round anyway, so in terms of money, there's not going to be any problems for Big. I like the idea behind it, and after being able to do so much in the previous round, but the fact is NIP, the second that went wrong, went so wrong in the last round, they almost decided to just switch up and play much more passively. They let them have the smokes down. Legia, what was that? Legia is a secret agent for NIP at the moment as he just shoots his own teammate in the back of the head. Oh, that's brilliant. I know what it is. Big always seem to do things that just tickle me. Like the knife attempt yesterday where Godby missed by about 2 feet. That was great. Either way, it's going to be 4-0. T-side will finally get themselves a buy. It was only pistol, so it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. Forrest and Get right at the top of the board. Something you always like to see. Legends in their own right. Still going strong. Here we go, though. Aggression out. Smoke. He's looking to deny Rez, but he's going to go pushing through it and finds the first kill. He can now use that smoke to his advantage to just fade away. Any strategy the Big have set up has now just been reduced significantly. And Draken is even going to peek it and find a second and the bomb. This is a bad start for Big already. Another comes in, and now it's the two new boys on the block. Running and gunning. Get right. Gonna leave it down to just Keith, who does have his trusty AWP. He should already know where he is as well. Not something you really want to be handing over to Draken for free either. Nice shot on to Get right, though. However, he's got to be careful because Forrest in from behind. AWP gonna be saved. It will be 5-0 in favor of NIP. A brilliant start for them. So much money already made, especially after having that one extra bonus round. And look at the last few. Okay, this one was a little bit close, but only one player dying in the last 3 rounds. Of course, we did see them play Train yesterday as well against Pride and be absolutely dominated. So we'll have to see if Big can actually turn things around here. Of course, they did then go on to win the series dominantly on Cobble. And, well, a very close game on Cash. To be fair, Pride actually put up a very good fight. Once again, you can see the adaptation from NIP. The second they realize it's likely only to be a pistol round, they just fall back. Sit on the sites. We don't see so much aggression. Previous round, well, you notice that Draken was all the way up the ramp, taking aggression, trying to kill off the players in close angles. Instead, in this round, they're just going to sit back. Now, Molotov's quite a bit of utility being expended by Big. I quite like that they invest more into grenades in their force buy rounds. They're going to go running through the smoke. It will be somewhat defending from Get Right. He doesn't quite save Rez's life, but he does a lot of damage. Already 4 kills for him. Looking for the eco frag. Ace! And he's not quite going to get it. Legia will end him at the last possible moment. 4 kills in the end, though. Not bad. And it will be another buy now. No bomb plant, but wasn't really necessary. They had the max loss bonus going into this one. Here we go. As said, though, so much money. Forrest hasn't died yet. It's been 6 rounds. See how long that will last. B-side once again. They're going to go aggressive over towards the B-side of the map. Draken looked at least early on that he was going to go for a peek, but maybe heard the footsteps and decided against it. B-side all in upper B at the moment, just waiting. Playing patiently. Lome, good, thank you. You're pretty cool as well. Rez is going to be the first point of contact, although actually Draken left completely blind. Rez will be able to find one and a second as well. Already shutting down this push, and Lekia doesn't even react to it. Seems to be a little bit asleep at the moment. Got B. Can he at least get a bomb plant? That'll be nice. That'll be enough to get them a buy into the next, and he's going to try and defend it from here. And now an impossible scenario. Players pushing him from behind should be enough to kill him off as well. Get right, and it won't even be get right to get it. Forrest will steal it away just before he can. 6-0, 7-0 even. But at least the bomb plant in. That's fairly big, actually. Oh, God, I said it, didn't I? I said it. I said it. Because at least they're going to have a decent amount of utility. Of course, 4,000 spread across all of the players, 800 each. Tactical pause called in. I think that was necessary from Big. The first few rounds, of course, were just the pistol and follow-up, and then they had a little bit of a mistake where they ended up forcing in that didn't work. So it's only been a few buy rounds that have actually failed, but they've decided to call a pause. If they can still get 5 or 6 rounds on the T side, it really wouldn't be too bad a half whatsoever. But they need to bounce back now. Now, as I said, they can buy into this round. Decent amount of utility. They won't have the AWP onto Kiev, who's yet to have much of an impact, but then the rest of the team's pretty quiet as well. You guys are too nice. Thank you very much. You've been very kind. Hopefully I can continue. I'll enjoy the game. Either way, we are going to have, again, some aggression over towards this upper B spot. Big have been almost dedicated, I feel, to these pushes towards B, and actually I've been more impressed by their actual smoke setups and executions towards the A side. We saw it with the pistols, but other than that, we haven't seen like a proper execute with all of the rifles with the AWP and everything that they desire, which is what I want to see from Big, because pushing onto this B side so far, they just haven't been able to deal with Rez, this little combo of Draken, and then they have the rotating players of Forest and Get Right to retake, which is always going to be very difficult indeed. Draken now actually going to be switched over, so it's going to be Get Right on the B site. Not sure if that's better or worse, to be honest, because he is right at the top of the board, 11-2. Forest is still immortal at this point. We are looking like, at least early on, some nades have been expended over towards this A site. 40 seconds left on the clock. Already a lot of utility used, and Draken is already going to start things off. However, it's looking like a B hit. Rotation tempted from Get Right, but he is just going to stick over this side. They're going to leave it down to the last 30 seconds to actually try and get onto this site. However, there's still a smoke in that way, and a Molotov from Get Right. They've been holding onto this utility so late into the round that Big are going to have next to no time to actually execute, and they've had even more trouble actually dealing with the players on the site. Rez has got another Molotov. They've literally saved all their utility. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. The T side, I think they're just going to have to save. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from NIP. Holding on to their nades right until the last few seconds. Big, they're just going to have to hold on to whatever they have, and that is the power of utility. That's all I need to say. You watch any round of Counter-Strike to show you how important holding onto your nades are. That is it. Because they literally didn't have to do anything. Every single player survives over on that CT side. The T's only lose one that was the fake. Here we go. T side will be forcing into this. They've got no utility in this round, so they're just going to go aggressive. Only got B with anything. They have started off strong. Maybe a change of pace is exactly what the doctor ordered. However, 2 quick kills. Draken hitting the collateral. Make it a third for him as well. And Tabson now the only one left alive. 1 versus 4. He's going to get nailed. 9-0. NIP looking utterly dominant. How is this happening? Like, Exist is 2-1. He doesn't actually have to do anything. Like, guys, come on, can I have a kill? Actually, wait, I smiled when I said that. Exist doesn't smile, so... Guy's gonna have a kill. I'm not gonna try and do the accent because it would just come across very offensive. We are gonna see an investment into utility once again. Now, we saw the execute with the pistols before. When they had no armor, it actually went pretty well. The problem is, it seems like NIP, once it went fairly well with the pistols, they adapted and just sit very passively in these sort of rounds. Waiting back, knowing that they have the range advantage. And there goes all that utility. Wall of smokes thrown in. East side actually waiting just a little bit. They can avoid a lot of the early spray through these smokes. Should be a free path to actually get that bomb down, unless somebody's actually going to push in, but Molotov's still being expended. Not a player dying yet, and the bomb will be going down, but now all that utility is gone. It comes down to just the pistols. Rez will be starting things off. Get right with another. NIP just setting up for this retake. Peeking from Forest. Is able to turn things into a 5 versus 2. I don't think there's any chance of them holding on here. Only one man left, rotating in through the connector. Unfortunately, Legia is on the wrong side to actually do anything about the defusal, and every single player will survive from NIP. A nice execute, a bomb plant, but they can't do anything in the after plant situation, and it's absolutely flawless. Look at the money! What is this? Every single player is over $12,000. T-side. The bomb plant at least gives them all of that money back that they spent into the previous round, or at least quite a bit of it. And they do have max loss bonus, so we finally have that ult back onto Kiev. Only the second time we've seen it in this game so far. Quick rotation out from Get Right after Rez spots a couple of players. And Exist actually going to be playing a much more aggressive angle at the moment. Kiev will be waiting. Hot Flash going to come in, but Draken is there to support his teammate, and a second as well for him. He's been going very strong with that AWP. Not even sure if he's missed a shot yet. Draken, third kill of the round already, just wiping out these remaining players and leaves it on to just Legia. 1 versus 5. Angle being held. Forest will be spotted. Draken up close, and he gets the quad kill himself. Forest is now 14-0. Draken moves himself 12-2, and this is hard to even watch at this point. Big. Not really showing us anything as of yet. The money is... Every player's now over 14,500. I'm not sure I've ever seen that. Does that mean that every player was 16k post... But, like, before they bought? That's ridiculous. T's are just going to keep forcing at this point. Well, it seems like the point of no return. 11-0, the best case scenario for the T's is to get 4 rounds. Can they at least do that? Individually, well, the top player, well, in terms of frags, is actually next with 3. Tabson is currently on 1. Someone we said at the beginning of the game, he needs to have a big game. Oh, I've just said it again, haven't I? It's impossible not to say it. Oh, Lecky, I can't even... He can't even just sit above Pop Dog without getting shot. Here we go, though. Once again, we're going to see this execute from Big. Now, this has got them onto the site before, got the bomb down. Normally, the problem is actually just holding onto it, and they've got to watch out for Get Right. It's going to be boosted up above, trying to use the smoke. Legia will get one. Get Right still just in this one way that they can't seem to spot him out at all, but the bomb has gone down once again. God B, looking for the aggressive peek. It is into a 4v4, but not for long. 3 versus 3. Get Right, looking to try and find an angle. Habson is going to be going down, and somehow still this is falling back. The T-side in a decent position, but they lose all 3. Draken will be there to defuse the bomb, and unfortunately, just as I noticed it, you guys did as well. The perfect game for Forrest is gone. 14-1, he finally gets killed. He's not immortal. We found out he hasn't just activated God mode in the server, and he's not surviving. He is mortal, everyone. He's still having an incredible game, though. 12-0. Another good retake coming out from the Ninjas. And Get Right is having a very good game as well. There's no weak player. Like, Exist has only died twice. He just hasn't had much to do. Back to B. At least for Legia. Glass Cannon AWP. Some limitations in the utility as well from Big. Now, they could go for a bit more of a fake. It's just going to be the push in. Habson looking to try and find that opener. That's the support from Nex as well. Pyjamas just going to be burning, and Get Right again is just going to double down early. 2 kills already picked up for him. Looking for his third as Tabson will fall. Finally, somebody's there to trade him out. But it doesn't seem to matter. Ooh, that's a nice shot. Heave will at least get one more. 3 versus 1. He's Glass Cannon. Doesn't have any utility. But he does have his trusty AWP. And sometimes, once in a blue moon, that's enough. Not this time, though. Forrest back into God mode. As he will double down as well. And this is almost like vintage Get Right and Forrest. What is this? 19-16. The youngsters trying their best to keep up. Exist just got nothing to do. That is a great comparison. Like Neuer and Bayern Munich. You can just sort of like do some kick-ups in the background and just this is just insane. Pistols once again. Big gonna save for the final round, and they're gonna go running towards the youngsters already. Draken and Rez will pick up one apiece. And Tabson, can he at least get one with the Deagle? There we go. He catches Draken. That's an AWP into his hands. Has himself some armor as well. Molotov going to be used to just push him back. Here we go, though. Push can be coming in. And up above will be Forrest. You just can't kill him. Only once. That was it. It was like, what was it? Spider-Man. Everybody gets one. Actually, I think that was Family Guy who made a joke about Spider-Man. But let's just move on. Let's just move on. 14-0. Let's go all in. That's what Big have done. Literally go big or go home. 2 big green guns. Gonna be picked up. 1 for Legia, 1 for Kiev. If nothing works, try double AWP T side. That is what you do, really. Anything. Give anything a go. You're 14-0 down. What if it doesn't work? Nothing else does, so you might as well give it a go. Tabson gonna be sneaking through the smoke. The strap book has been burnt. All it says is, let's give it a go. The sneak in from Draken. He's gonna be caught out. A nice start to the round. Boost over the smoke. Gives them angles onto the train, or the top of the trains, but not much else. Just already going to even things up. The Molotov left onto Godby. He's just going to be stuck and actually burning. He will finally be able to trade one back, but now it's down to just 2 players. Exist now comes alive with a double of his own, saying, I can do it too. And a flawless half from NIP. What on earth is going on? I see people atting Nip Gaming in the chat. This is just mean. This is mean. I genuinely, like, anybody who's sat here going, right, and now I'm ready for the caster analysis. I would call this kicking a man while he's down. I think that's my analysis of this game. I don't know how, if you're big, you go into this. Okay, Legia is, okay, it's been aborted. Decided they need a little bit more time. 15-15. I appreciate the optimism. Exist still has more frags than anybody on Bit. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice that. That's actually quite depressing. I I hadn't noticed that. Oh god. It's a bad day to be a big fan. But the one very small positive is that you can say that if you get absolutely stomped in a map, it's much easier, or at least I feel it's much easier to write it off. You just say, that was terrible. That happened, but this is our map pick. And that's what they've got to do when they go into cash. If it's a close game and then you lose, then you can sort of say, okay, that's annoying, that's frustrating. But this, like, you just know. God B's bought a Zeus in the pistol round. Like, this is when you know that... I don't know if that's intentional, but that sounds like God B just going, look, let's just do something for a bit of banter. I appreciate that. Here we go. Smoke setup straight in. God B, he's looking to try and do the work. Already, though, it will be Rez to start things off. Keeve will be able to trade one back at least. Push coming in from Draken, trying to turn the tide once more, as it will be into a 3v3. Another coming in. Tabson still doing work. Godby still survives, at least for now. It's Forrest and Draken versus Godby to close this out, to finish the dream. The 16-0. Godby is all that stands in their way, and he will fall. Ninjas in Pyjamas have just... well, they've made Big look pretty small. That's all I can say. A terrible pun to end this matchup, but that's what I have to do. If you have enjoyed, guys... you can type !caster and join me on Twitter, because I would appreciate that. I love you all. But we've got another map. Can Big turn it around on cash? Can they make a comeback after what was such a poor performance? Well, we'll find out after the break.
World Electron.